He has been going crazy.
I do wish, you could like invest in Smash players, like just in their brackets, like just be like, I want to see, this person succeed, and there are certain tournaments where you can like, pay a little bit to send them out, but I think it's cool to see, when tournaments have fantasy brackets, and you can be like, all right, I know my boy is gonna crush it this event.
Let's get that Web3 technology in here. You heard about Start cool. GG. How about that Start Gambling GG?
Maybe not gambling. I'm not promoting that, but maybe just a little bit invest in their success.
Hey, with channel points. With channel points.
There we go. Shout out to channel points. Shout out to Twitch.tv. And we are getting into this. It is.
Hey, you're talking about JDV?
Unsurprisingly, JDV is here.
JDV has been a little bit up and down the last few weeks. He had some difficulty at main sequence, our most recent regional here in PNW.
That was Meep's tournament, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That was, 2 weeks ago now, I think? And JDV did pretty well, but he did not take it. He was out at, I think, 4th that time, but he was a bit under the weather that weekend. And then the very next day at Anime Washington, he won the whole thing over all the people who beat him the day before and was still under the weather and just figured it out. So now we're back in the now we're at like prime JDV territory. He's recovered. He was having a lot of trouble the last couple weeks. He's here now, and now he is up against the Invader, the honorary PNW Bassmage.
I mean, honorary for now. He's moving up here.
Yeah, he is. He's been talking about it for a while.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for him to actually do it.
I keep hearing him say, I'm going to move up there soon. Never actually happens, but we'll see. Moving into this game 1, Bassmage versus JDV. Starting off, this is a little bit of a weird matchup, but pretty much all of Pac-Mans are like that.
Who's your favorite circle?
My favorite circle is certainly JDV.
Big sphere. Wait, what you trying to say about JDV?
I mean, he's a circle. Well, that's how it be.
Big sphere fans out here.
Yeah.
So far, Bassmage popping off in the early game, but one challenge we've already seen, how do you edge guard this character?
Yeah, it's something where interesting choice, but it's something where if you get set up, like if you're already out there, you can sort of prevent Pac-Man from doing much. Right there. Yeah, exactly. If you are set up, it's great. But if you're not out there immediately, Pac-Man has so many mix-ups, so many ways to get out of that bad situation.
I love that you mentioned that going deep, because that has been like the anti-JDV edgeguard strat for a long time. It really started to become a thing back at Port Priority 7. All of the Japanese players came in and were just going crazy deep against JDV, and he didn't know what to do. And now we're seeing people like Bassmage starting to figure out the same thing, and JDV needs to figure out answers to prevent that from happening because he can't set up shop off stage.
Yeah, and then the other way around, it is relatively difficult to find kill moves on Puff. As Pac-Man, I mean, eventually, I guess you find a backer beating out the rollout, but generally, Puff very evasive in her approaches, but oh my god, what a nice setup, 46% off the rip, and JDV right back in this game here, let's see.
That down air kind of scary. Bassmage using the yeet grab to his advantage, and the ping pong back and forth, but his Pac-Man doesn't matter though. Bassmage closing out the stock, and the smirk from JDV, even he knows that was nice.
Yeah, I think that was a really good showing of like when you are in an advantageous spot as the Jigglypuff, you know that JDV is going to be forced to use like a basic side B there, because you can mix up the side B a lot. I mean, almost infinitely, but like, he was forced to use it almost immediately, so, Bassmage can sit there, wait for the recovery to come out, and take a huge advantage of it. But now, we're into this next stock. Once again, it's going to be a story of how does JDV find the kill? Because Pac-Man, stray hits, they don't do the job until really high percent.
On the other side of things, though, if he can get those stray hits consistently and just box Bassmage out, eventually he will get that kill. So as long as he's not getting hit in the meantime, has to nair out of the Earl's Melon, putting JDV in a pretty good situation. Great parry on the apple, the double parry, and closing it out.
Yeah, these guys are definitely not finding a doctor any days of the week. Get that apple away from me.
No, we don't do that here. That health insurance is way too expensive.
Smash players don't got no health insurance.
You think we'd afford that? Come on now. My PPO goes crazy.
All right, getting this starters here for JDV. It's been working out really well. And a double parry on the Galaxian.
Who does that?
Only Bassmage. Bassmage, honestly, one of the parry gods in my opinion. Oh wow, what a interesting sequence. So how it works with the water pushing is if you get pushed while you're holding someone, not if the person you're holding gets pushed, but if you get pushed while you're holding somebody in a grab and you haven't started your throw animation, you will do a grab release. But a lot of people don't realize that happens, so Pac-Man players usually take a little bit of advantage of that situation.
Yeah, you get to kind of play that matchup check game where you can see on the first game, like, do they know that this is a thing? And if not, that's just something you get to abuse.
Right. Like, JDV could have gotten a forward smash there if he wasn't mashing so hard to get out of the grab.
Good nair out. Bassmage trying to space with that back air. He's at the percent where that will kill at the ledge. Probably not center stage, though. JDV managing to get back to that Pokeball, his happy place, sending out the Hydrant to charge his fruit, and finally able to get that Bell online.
Yeah, I feel like the Bell is super difficult to use versus Puff, though. It's like she's always coming in at these angles that are relatively difficult for you to hit. It's a very awkward circumstance. Now we're seeing this high percent stuff. The apples throwing, but I mean, Bassmage has been so disciplined versus this fruit. Has not let these apples come out versus him, but now a little bit of mix-ups on the fruit, throwing out the apple and the orange. Let's see if the apple is in position. No, Bassmage completely avoiding that, but not able to set up his offense correctly. And now, once again, off the stage, these stray hits will eventually lead to death, but how many more times is JDV gonna win neutral before Bassmage gets a hit back here, Lentini?
One thing I'm noticing here, where Bassmage is shutting down JDV, but the F-tilt, no, not quite. Watch that diagonal approach from Bassmage and how it interacts with the Bell. The way he's not able to use that when Bell is online, up tilt gonna do it though.
Excuse me? 129 up tilt.
Okay.
Not something you see very often as a kill move, but like I said, that is the difficulty of Pac-Man in this matchup. Like, you don't get your strong hits versus Jigglypuff, especially versus how Bassmage is playing right now. The apple counterplay has been great. Didn't see a single apple hit, which is one of the best fruits for Puff. It goes straight up, and Puff, both light and floaty, gonna die off the top super early to that.
And she has to be careful about how much she shields it, of course, because that shield break, I mean, against Pac-Man is often an instant death regardless. But just in case you weren't sure, Jigglypuff is the true instant death.
Yeah, she says, I am out of this world, but
hey!
Oh! That combo was out of this world, getting that first stock completely unanswered. 0% on the line, and that's not a good place to start a game 2 where you're already down for JDV.
That'll wake you up at 7 p.m. Okay, another drill combo, sending him deep off stage. The air dodge has been spent. He has no mix-up, but unfortunately that is a giant hitbox, and JDV able to get past Bassmage with the timing mix-up.
Yeah, very difficult to directly contest that side B. If you are trying to hit it at the end, you can definitely do that. But hitting it before it gets to that expiration point, almost completely impossible for Bassmage.
Bassmage is just making JDV so uncomfortable. All of his little like roll-in, mix-up timing, angly things with his fruits just are not working with the way that Bassmage is moving in the neutral.
Yeah, setting up here in the corner. But, I mean, that's really where Bassmage wants you to be. Just opting for that neutral air. And once again, this is just get off me tools, trying to reset in a little bit more, but there we go. Wow, okay. Lucky situation there for JDV. Because Bassmage, it felt like he was ready for that, but he just walked right into it after it already landed.
Sometimes you've committed to a movement option and you're just sort of stuck and you have to hold it and hope for the best. In that case, if you're JDV, we take those, already almost evening up the percents.
Another parry on the Galaxy. Bassmage is like, I know the timing. I'm not worried.
Ooh, those nairs. See the up tilt coming out again from Bassmage. He knows that option works well for him, and it's relatively safe. Not a tool we see Puffs use a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's been working out relatively well, but once again, just a situation where JDV a little bit too aggressive with the fruit usage, and Bassmage able to capitalize so well. Good parry there. Picks up the Bell, and I assume that this is going to be held on to for a long time.
Yeah, he has no reason to overextend. Okay, does commit to it.
No
JDV.
reason, but he does anyway.
Look, sometimes you get antsy, you have that in your hand, and you want to start using your moves, right? He's locked out of all of his aerials.
Yep, I mean, that makes sense, but right now, big combo coming out from JDV. Not going to get the reset with the up tilt, but still, lots of damage coming in And damage against Puff, so valuable, especially those early combos. Puts you in a situation where later you can get the kill, but Pac-Man gonna rely on stray hits for a pretty significant percent here. Good tech there, but still not gonna connect. Looking for a little bit more here, Latini.
The spacing from Bassmage beating out JDV's forward air, not with the timing, but just the positioning coming down on top of him. And then again, that was what I was talking about with the bell earlier. He fades under it instead of using the typical Puff diagonal down approach because he recognizes the game state so well. That time he goes over it.
That was actually super dangerous. Almost got forward air right into that bell that was just sitting there ringing for him. Now, good parry left and right. Man, these guys are, every time it feels like...
What?
Yup. Once again, a parry, but the back air is ready for the jump out, and now Bassmage finds himself way in the corner, using the apple setup to get a little bit more height on that. Now this apple in hand is going to make it so difficult for Bassmage to really find his way in. Has to be so, literally just use a jump in, fade back, air dodge. Like, that is not an option you see very often. But he knows that apple means death.
That's what I was talking about with those weird mix-ups that Bassmage's movement has. JDV's not ready for that. Most people, ooh, he's ready for that though. But most people approached the fruits in a specific way. They're trying to, bait you out to throw it, and then they roll past it or do whatever it is that they do. Whereas Bassmage, he's kind of just living off in his own world and knowing you're going to get impatient and make a bad decision eventually.
Yeah. But I do feel like Bassmage's counterplay versus fruits have been generally incredible.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just every fruit, it seems like he knows the threat range. He knows exactly what you can use against him, and he's been playing around it almost perfectly. A few notable mistakes, obviously, but still, really nice shot. Wow. All right, Smashville, it was allowed. That is wild to me, but, I mean, Pac-Man players do like this stage sometimes.
This is Bassmage's stage. He's told me in the past, when someone lets him go to this stage, he views it as a free win.
Yes, yeah. He completely ignores every matchup. It's just like, this is my stage. I will always pick it, no matter the matchup, and just, yeah, I'm going to win.
Yeah, nah, I'd win. That's like the mentality, right?
Exactly. But right now, it does seem like JDV is the one in the driver's seat of this game.
They hit him with the Uno reverse. Again, trying with the chicanery on the bell.
Bassmage is so creative with those attacks. I mean, Pac-Man likes to do that too sometimes. You throw it from under the stage. But, I mean, Puff can go anywhere under the stage. It's completely irrelevant.
Yeah, like the PS2 one threw me for a loop because you never see somebody go for that because of the pineappling. But Puff gets to do that.
Yeah, Puff doesn't get pineappled. Puff grows on vines.
True. True.
Okay.
There it is. That's the setup.
Fourth throw, but just straight back, ignoring the edge guard. Using that power pellet to its utmost. And finally our first apple kill. Like I said, apple incredibly threatening in this matchup.
Yeah, my man got to play his premium on that one.
Good situation, but still had the double jump. And a pack here right at the end of the power pellet. That was a short one, so not getting the armor to come out quite as quickly. And Bassmage quickly evening up on his favorite stage.
Bassmage has gotten that same rinse and repeat edge guard multiple times now, closing out with the back air. And that really goes to show his consistency, his knowledge of the matchup, because that's tricky to do. You're reacting to the timing mix-ups that JDV throws at you.
Yeah, and already the bell is picked up here. You gotta be so careful about how you,
Oh yeah, JDV doesn't miss those.
I was surprised at the option he went for instead of going for like a board smash. Opted for a little bit more of a follow-up. But the bell is here. The hydrant protects it, the grab, and now JDV just throws it downwards, resets up, and
hey, you love to see it. The Earl's Melon coming out for JDV, so good at using the best move in the game.
Big melon fan. What's your favorite fruit?
Oh, it's the Earl's Melon, any day of the week.
For sure. I'm an orange man myself. I do love the oranges.
I respect it, but you're wrong.
Okay. Hey, I can have a favorite. Respectfully. Respectfully, you're wrong. Shout out to Arbiter.
I'm a citrus hater.
Oh, man. It's a good time, but okay. It's JDV in a really great spot here to set up. Just opting to utilize that Hydrant to pick up and throw a hitbox out, but I mean, the bell has been used, sitting in the corner, trying to charge up a little bit of fruit, but Bassmage looking for a little bit of cheddar right now. I think it's cheese, it's the cheese situation.
Oh yeah, he's got to be so careful. Of course, rest is online. It's that last stock. There's no real fear of if I get punished here because you're going to die just anything anyway at this point. You might as well commit if you can find the opening, but JDV is going to be playing really hard around that, forces him high, tried to get the punish on the landing, but Bassmage beautifully moving around it.
Oh, and there it is. I talked so much about how the apple was he was counterplaying around it perfectly, but then this game, double apple kills and just not getting hit by that apple for so long played a huge role in Bassmage's win earlier in the set, but now the apples are hitting.
Man forgot to pay his deductible. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. You know, you have to call in and give them your number.
You got to get the generic.
Got to get the generic brand.
People don't know. Tell them.
Going into this fourth game now. JDV on his final, just needing one more. And this is supposedly the free win stage. We're back on it.
Yeah, we run it
back. What do you think about this choice?
That is a tough situation to be in as Bassmage because I think this is his best stage because this is not only the Bassmage, the Jigglypuff stage, it is also typically a bad stage for Pac-Man in most matchups. It's very rare that he wants to have this little space. I mostly see it as a player matchup thing for JDV if he specifically has found success rushing a player down.
Yeah, it is interesting. Some of the matchups it's like really good. Wow, charged and up smash, catches the jump out. I think like Palu matchups actually people like this stage for, which is it's kind of interesting. But it's
Okay,
nope, not getting that.
Yeah, we're back.
And he completely missed the punish too.
That is rough for JDV, but it's fine. You still have that fragile lead. Never mind. Going for the combos. And does not get the drill timing. JDV, no fear, nares out. Not scared of that potential risk.
However, he is in the corner, and we've seen how much Bassmage can do with just a tiny opening again, an up air rest. Forward smash, it is a stock trade. That is one of the downsides of this stage. It's just how early you die as Puff to forward smash.
I hear the JDV chant from the crowd. People excited to see that kill answering back. He's got one more that he's got to take, but Bassmage starting to turn it on right now, coming alive with these down air combos. Gets the read, but not the positioning.
I was expecting we were going to see fair rest there. I thought it was going to be the offstage fair rest.
Oh, this might be it.
Set up, dodges it. Wow, great dodge there from JDV. And, just a hair late on the timing for the forward smash. And now, great trade. Trades with the pellet once again, but fighting out of the corner. This should be free. Free edge guard, yep.
Easy, easy.
No resources left. The pellet was gone. The jump was gone. Great fight out of the corner for JDV, but the free win stage eventually cuts the pass.
It's free.
It's free.
He didn't have to work at all for that.
It looked like it cost him a game.
I told you, it's that deductible. He forgot. He's back now.
That was an absolutely wild
that was
play
just, that up smash.
Because Pac-Man's up smash scoop box sucks. It is horrendous. And just relying on that, I mean, come on.
Insane behavior from JDV. But Bassmage brought it back, but now he has to do it again on JDV's counter pick, and JDV opts to go for Final Destination. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it is fitting for Game 5. You know, it's something that you always want to see. But honestly, I think it's totally fine. JDV's been fighting Bassmage very well on the flat ground, and the platforms don't really benefit him a whole ton. So it makes sense. I mean, I think he just wants to be able to utilize his space well, the horizontal zoning, and making sure he takes away a lot of any like platform tech chases from Bassmage, which proved to be fairly valuable in previous games.
Ooh, jumps out. JDV taking a risk with that jump and another risk with that air dodge to ledge. Manages to get away with it. I agree with you that JDV has been doing really well in the horizontal boxing game, and we're seeing that. But there are little moments here where if Bassmage makes the right reads, JDV has given him a couple opportunities to potentially convert those into big damage or even a stop.
Yeah, I'm liking this angle setup for the hydrant, going for the nair into landing up air. It's just a really good spot to completely invalidate any approach options and getting that kill once again. The Super Saiyan % is here for JDV, and he's probably going to get a ton out of it. I mean, low percent, Oh, this is a grab, but
We go deep, we go deep. Oh no, JDV faded in a little bit too far, and Bassmage is gonna take that all the way. This is his last opportunity to take it over JDV. He has the deficit right now. Can he claw this back?
yeah, an SD from JDV is maybe what Bassmage needed as he starts a combo up here. Doesn't get the trade with the Nair that he has been getting with the uppy, but
We see the vision. The vision is there. JDV scared and in the corner right now. He's trying to box out of that hydrant, the whipped grab, but he punishes it anyway with the jab check. And another air dodge from JDV.
great save of the jump. JDV's been so judicious with that in the corner, utilizing it only exactly when he needs to. It gets out of that dangerous situation so well, rolls through, it gets
Oh no!
the
he's
up
too
smash.
high. He was too high. Bassmage gets away with murder there. He's been fading around those vertically so well. Finally gets clipped, but we're still in this. Still 2 stocks apiece.
Yeah, playing around this hydrant so well, bouncing left and right. JDV gonna once again utilize the up air, and great shielding from Bassmage on the other side, knowing not to mess with that. Sometimes you see your opponent doing something, you're like, I can punish. Other times it's like, you know what? Let's stay out. Let's stay out of here. There's no risk.
And we see those Game 5 mix-ups coming out as well. That fade back apple throw, the cheeky little ledge jumps that you don't normally see, the pressure with the Earl's Melon doubling down on it, trying to get Bassmage to fade in, but he's just not giving it to him.
I'm loving how Bassmage has been playing so careful with his aerials. A lot of people just, when they're in the corner, they just throw out a ton of aerials like willy-nilly, especially as a character like Puff. But Bassmage has been opting to just utilize movement.
And we are Game 5, last stock here. 0% to 0% on Final Destination. JDV gets the first hit.
What more fitting place could we have for the last game of this set? Already getting another big combo, 56% on Bassmage.
Oh.
But this could be the starter. This could be it. Oh, the air dodge is not covered by Bassmage. A little bit of a misstep, and now the game is turning around on Bassmage. He takes another hydrant to the face, Lantini.
It may only take one, but he needs to find it. Bassmage expecting the tech roll in there. He wanted a falling up air rest setup. Instead, JDV gets that bell. The bell is cooked, which means Bassmage can't use it. He's trying to stall out the best he can. Still got that air dodge, though, so he's fine. Has to land somewhere because he doesn't have that ledge invincibility, but the timing from JDV is off.
Just got the weak hitbox of that up smash, and another lease on life. The Nair does not trade correctly, but he isn't even able to stop JDV from picking up the bell. JDV has been so good once he's got it in his meaty claws, but a down air, hydrant not saving him.
The pressure. Z drops that. Now he doesn't have it anymore. No fruit for JDV. Is he going to sit and charge? Yes, he is. Gets the apple. And once again, that down angle catching him off guard. And JDV advances on to losers finals over Bassmage.
What a heartbreaker for Bassmage, who it really felt like he had come back into that game so well. He was getting these edge guards. He was finding the things he needed to get that set, but just by the hairs of this Puff, the tufts on her head, caught that apple, went straight to the blast zone. And like I said, that apple, it is a game decider whether or not those apples are hitting or not.
The smallest of margins is all it takes. That was such a close set, down to final hit. JDV making the right decisions there to pull out that apple, throwing it with the perfect timing to catch Bassmage off guard, and manages to keep himself just barely alive.
Yeah, great showing from both competitors. I mean, this is still, this is still top 4, Nobody's going to be too unhappy about getting this placing, but I'm sure Bassmage would have wanted to get a little bit further. And yeah, I want to actually talk about that miss on the recovery for JDV. So I think he thought he was going to be able to make it back to ledge, but then he realized once he was a little bit too far left that he actually needed a second bounce on the trampoline.
Yeah.
So he faded left. He was like, I can make it. And then it was like, oh no, I'm just like a hair too far.
And he's going to be scared in that situation.